back on the Ground and Pound show, Tuesday night. Andy, are you ready to go?
Yeah, sort of, Jim. You know, it's kind of getting used to this Tuesday night thing. I think we're still getting adjusted here.
I know, it's not like it's the daylight savings time that's throwing us off, man.
Yeah, that did it to me.
Absolutely. So tell us who's joining us in the studio now, Jim.
Well, let's see, we've got Tony Wolf from Burger MMA.
Woo! What's up, Tony?
Along with his lovely wife, Jen, who's our field reporter. And we've got Steve Knogl from CMMA with his fighter, Lori Donovan. And, of course, Jay D'Amato made it in here.
I'm there.
Running a few minutes late.
New nickname, Lori. Lori can't find a fight, Donovan?
Yeah.
No.
Do you have a fight there?
Lori's fighting December 5th on Jason Cooper's card.
Yeah, do not be jinxing her, or you will be fighting her. Jinx her.
I'm the fight if nobody shows up.
Who was that? Shadow Thurston?
Shadow Thurston for an ass whooping.
They're going to fight at 135. I think it's for 2 title belts.
There you go.
Yes.
Well, I know you've got a lot of people that like you, Lori, because every promoter that I know has been trying to get you a fight. You know, we're all working very, very hard to, if you weren't a good person, we just would move on and not try. So.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
Well, we're excited about it and training hard, and both girls have very similar records. They both have about 7 fights, and they're both undefeated.
Uh-oh. At least you didn't know that. Ooh.
Well, that's what she's looking for right now, a good fight. So, what kind of training you been doing, Lori, without giving too much away?
Everything?
Yeah?
Just go there, everything, yeah.
Did you do the caveman?
No, I did not. I just got surgery recently on my teeth. I got my wisdom teeth taken out, so I couldn't do it right then.
You can't blame me for that.
But I'm good now.
I actually had to
Yeah,
stop
swelling's
her
gone
on that.
down.
It was funny. I told her, no, you just got your teeth, cut out like 3 days ago. No, I can do it. I can do it. I said, call your doctor and just ask. He's like, no, you can't do the case.
No, because if you you suck that little thing out, you'll be.
Oh, yeah, or she just start hemorrhaging anyway.
Right. Then you got bleeding, everything, dry side.
So she had to work the caveman instead.
I'll tell you what, before we get into the fights that happened over the weekend, let's talk a little bit about the caveman competition, Steve. I know that Jan and I got out there for the last half to watch it, and
we had a good time again. Really, I enjoyed doing that little competition probably as much as I enjoy anything that we do during the year. It's supposed to be fun. It is intense. You better show up in shape, or you're gonna wind up getting embarrassed. But everybody shows up ready to roll. Everybody has great sportsmanship. They cheer on the other people. This year's course, because it changes all the time. I'll just use the big guys one, since that's the course I had to run. But you had to do 30 yards of the wheel of death, which is basically a wheel strapped to your feet, and then you get into a push-up position and walk hand over hand. So you go 30 yards. Then you had to push a prowler, which is sort of a sled on steroids, 120 yards total. Then you had 64 feet of monkey bars, 15 dips, 5 flips of a 730-pound tire, 10 swings with a 20-pound sledgehammer on each side, about 185-pound farmer carry 30 yards. You had to drag another sled, press a keg full of water over your head repeatedly, and carry the cave girl to the finish line. So if there's something that missed muscle-wise, I don't know what it is.
Did you have more schools participating this year, or more participants in general?
You know what? It was actually about the same groups that showed up. A few independents again, as usual. We all kind of got devastated by the flu this year. Had a lot of people sick. Everybody did. St. Charles,
you could feel his pain, I know.
St. Charles MMA showed up, and they had some, they had some good guys. They were loaded, and then some guys backed out the last second. And Mike Rogers actually threw his body into the mix, so they had a full team, and they actually wound up.
how did Mr. Rogers do?
I thought he did good, man. For a big guy, he just wasn't planning on competing. Mike was very competitive.
He said he's been trying to get back in shape.
Well, it
again.
showed. It showed because
he's lost weight. He's getting.
He definitely, he handled it.
Did he do the monkey bars?
Most of it. Most of the monkey bars were dropped off, and actually he was going pretty good. He just kind of slipped, and that was it.
Did the dips
back up. He got his dips in. He flipped his tires. I mean, he really did a great job. Seriously.
No, I'm sure he could flip those
Mike
tires.
probably surprised himself at how good a shape he was in.
Steve made it to the top 5.
Now, I got to tell you,
That is not supposed to work that way. All right, look, I am the oldest competitor
He's
by
actually
far.
number 3.
I am.
Are you on number 3?
Somewhere like that, yeah, 3 or 4, I don't know. But
It was 3.
the point was, I'm just supposed to show the course and do it so everybody knows how it works, where to run to next. This is how it works. I'm not supposed to make the finals and have to do it a second time.
I just been a testament to how tough it was. That Jan and I watched you, and we were super impressed. I mean, just
Well, thanks. I'm not as thin as I'd like to be, but I'm in pretty good shape.
Who is?
I think what's fun for you did so good is because of that damn cake lift.
Yeah, the cake press
That
was
gave you some
actually,
good points.
other than Lori's husband Adam, who was the only small guy that got a successful press
Oh,
overhead.
he did?
There was just myself and a guy from St. Charles MMA, Chad Lamar, were the only ones who really
Yeah,
did
but
the
he's a
cake
monster.
presses.
Yeah,
He's
Well, he's
big.
he's 245 pounds.
Big,
I'm
solid,
Yeah.
I'm
240.
kind of a fat 205 pounder, but he and I had a battle. I think we both pressed it about 7 times, 8 times, something like that. And a keg of water is fun. I didn't have it full though. We only had it set at about 118, 120 pounds, something
So
like
it's
that.
awkward.
Yeah, well, when your heart rate's up around 200, it weighs a ton. I do it normally with 165 pounds, which is a full keg, but there's no way you run that course you're going to press a 165-pound keg. You're going to drop it on your head.
When do you think you'll do another caveman challenge? Have you got one?
We do one every year. This year it got bumped back because we had an important fight for Sal.
Normally
And
have it
some
earlier
things-
than that?
Well, we did it too early the first year, so it's kind of like Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Okay, it was too early the first time because it was July 4th, and we were dying in 100-degree heat. And then this year it got bumped back too far, and it was a little chilly. So I'm thinking it's going to be a September event next year.
I know there's a lot of fights in September, seems like every year, and I was wondering, I was going to see if you were
I think we're
maybe
gonna
late
set it-
August or something.
I think we're going to set it like about 6 months early this time, so just everybody knows about it. Because most of the groups, we all fight in the same shows. We all travel to different promoters that are the same group. As long as we all know when we're going to do it, what does it matter? We can actually work with a lot of promoters and just say, hey, stay away from this one weekend because we're all going to go and act stupid and drink some beer.
Hey, there you
Come on.
go.
No, go ahead. Keep going.
So, Sienna, you guys, there was a show this weekend, I know, their first promotion, Lean Dog Promotions out there in Bridgeton, and heard a lot of mixed reviews, but
Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
your turn to report, so
It was not one of the better shows that I've ever been to. I'd say probably the bottom 5 that I've ever been to.
I'll say it sucked.
I'm trying
I'm
to.
sorry.
That was good.
I
I toyed with the idea of driving over. It's like 20 minutes from my house.
We really wanted
be
a
glad you did.
refund.
I'm not
And
trying-
Jim used to do some shows there, so I know the venue, and I thought,
The
well,
venue
maybe
was
I'll make it over.
fantastic. Fantastic. Humongous
I mean,
stage.
I do want to say this, that we root for good shows because it only hurts our sport if there's poor matchmaking and poor
Well,
attendance.
you don't want a first-time fan to go to something terrible. They won't be a
Exactly.
second-time fan.
Well,
they will never come
Who was
again.
the sanctioning body on that?
The sanctioning body was Kick, and let me tell you what, that was the worst officiating I've ever seen in my entire life. The referees were doing standing 8 counts for an MMA match.
Yeah, they're
Who was
giving.
the referee?
I don't know.
I don't remember his name.
I've never seen either of the two.
We were
wrestling.
standing there screaming on the sidelines. What in the hell are
Standing
you
8 count
doing?
for
A
MMA.
standing 8
Yeah,
count for an
yeah.
MMA
Let me make
knockout.
sure we're clear. So if you knocked a guy down in the cage in an MMA fight, they were letting him back up?
They're
They
letting
were-
you back up and they're counting to 8.
8.
And they're letting you
It was
continue.
So
ridiculous.
basically, they use straight kickboxing.
Yeah.
Yes, it was
That's
ridiculous.
exactly what
It
they
was
did.
a joke.
And then they even had a couple kickboxing matches where, there's a rule you're supposed to throw so many kicks.
Not anymore.
There's
They
not.
took that
Not in
rule
the cage.
out.
They haven't done it in a while, yeah.
But this kid, they called it a
But
draw,
that's pretty sad,
and
you
the
know, you
one,
get 5 kicks and
the
they have
one
to make a roll.
clearly dominated the whole fight. Threw the most punches, connected the most punches, threw most kicks. The other guy threw 3 kicks and a handful of punches, and they called it a draw.
And the other guy, I mean, it was kick after kick after kick.
But
It was ridiculous.
Did they fix the standing 8 for MMA, or did that happen all night long?
Oh, they did the first 2 or 3, but I think us screaming finally got it through their
Yeah,
heads.
I mean, we were right behind the judges. We were ranked cage side, and I said, you guys have got to fix
Yeah.
this. I said, this is ridiculous. I said, do you not even know your own damn rules?
Yeah.
I wonder
And
who-
the guy was
I wonder
like,
who
"What are
the
you
ref
talking
was,
about?"
Because I've had good luck. I'm just saying, I've had good luck with Kick. Kick has sanctioned some things for me. I have
It
never
was-
had a problem like that.
Was
I wonder who
Kick
it was.
was there, or
It was an older man. He had grayish white hair, maybe early 50s.
wasn't Jay D'Amato.
It wasn't Jay D'Amato, no. I know Jay
I
D'Amato.
think that's perfectly
I
clear.
was
She didn't
me
say
and Tony.
sexy,
Wait,
man.
wait,
She
she
said
said-
I thought you tried to say he
Oh,
wasn't
man.
60.
I am starting to hear
I'm
that.
close.
I'm wondering if the officials were actual Kick officials or if they brought in their own.
Well, it's funny that
They had
They had
big
two
patches
different-
on their shirts.
2 different refs.
So.
They both had patches. And one guy, the guy that started tonight, he's a younger gentleman. He was doing it right. And then all of a sudden, they did bring in the first kickboxing. They brought this other guy in. They let this other guy do all the way up to the very last 2 matches, which I didn't understand because